The Black Highway. You ever take a shortcut you knew you shouldn't? Yeah, me too. It was one of those nights when the world feels like it's holding its breath, air thick, moon thin, and every sound too loud. I was driving back from Bangor, half dead with exhaustion, coffee gone cold in the cup holder, headlights slicing through a fog that looked wrong. Not the kind that drifts and dances. This stuff clung, wrapped itself around the car like it wanted to come inside. They say Route 19's been closed for years, ever since the accident. The one no one really talks about. Not in bars, not in gas stations, not even whispered over campfires. But my GPS, that cheap thing I bought off a pawn shop shelf, it flickered, glitched, then calmly told me to take the next left. And like a fool, I did. Black asphalt swallowed my tires. No streetlights, no mile markers, just an empty road and the soft hum of my engine. I told myself it was fine. Just a shortcut. Roads don't hurt people. People hurt people. But then the air changed, heavy, electric. The radio, which had been muttering old rock tunes, snapped into silence, just static. Beneath it, if I listened close enough, I could almost swear I heard breathing. Then came the smell, like burnt rubber and rain-soaked metal. Something familiar, something I'd smelled once before at the scene of a crash I'd covered back when I was still a reporter. I gripped the wheel tighter. The fog pulsed around me, and for the first time that night, I felt the kind of dread that doesn't just crawl up your spine, it stays there. That's when I realized Route 19 hadn't been reopened. I wasn't supposed to be here. I kept driving. 10 miles, maybe 20. Hard to tell. My dashboard clock had stopped ticking somewhere back near the turnoff, and the fog had eaten my taillights whole. Every few seconds, I'd catch myself glancing at the rearview mirror, not to check traffic, but to make sure something wasn't following me. Then I saw her. A figure on the shoulder, barely visible in the mist. A woman in white, waving me down like her arm was made of broken glass. Jerky, uneven. I slowed without thinking. Maybe it was guilt. Maybe it was instinct. She looked small, lost, her bare feet pale against the blacktop. Her lips moved. One word, help. I stopped, rolled down the window, and she vanished. Not walked away, not ran, just gone. Like she'd never been there. I sat there staring at empty road until my phone buzzed on the passenger seat. Screen cracked, no signal bars, and yet a new message. No number, no name. Just 3 words glowing in the dark. Turn around, before it finds you. The words burned themselves into my brain, and then, click. My engine died. Everything went quiet. No hum, no wind. Just me, the fog, and the smell of damp asphalt. I got out, heart pounding. The air felt heavier outside the car, like it was watching. The fog curled around my ankles, then rose, whispering over the hood. I shouted, but the sound didn't travel. It just dissolved. That's when I heard them. Footsteps, slow, wet, deliberate. They came from behind the car. I turned, nothing there. Just a long, empty highway fading into mist. But the steps kept coming. Closer now, like something walking just beyond the veil. I backed toward the driver's door, fumbling for my keys. The air went cold enough to sting my skin. My breath fogged in front of me, but there, in the haze, I saw another shape forming. Taller than the woman, moving wrong, like every joint bent the wrong way. My phone buzzed again. A second message. Same blank number, too late. And just like that, the fog moved. Not drifted, moved toward me, turned. Slow. The kind of slow you do when every cell in your body knows movement might kill you. And there it was. Not a person, not even close. It had the shape of a man. Tall, long arms, the suggestion of shoulders, but its face, oh God, its face looked like someone had tried to sculpt a human from memory, from rumor. Eyes too wide, mouth too high, a grim parody of what we're supposed to be. Its skin rippled like it was deciding whether to stay on. I froze, couldn't breathe, couldn't think. Just the sound, that awful wet shuffle of it moving closer. I stepped back, one foot, then another, until my heel hit the car door. My fingers found the handle, and instinct took over. I ran. The door slammed, keys jammed in the ignition. The engine screamed awake like it knew I was dying. Tires spun, gravel spat, the car fishtailed, and I floored it. The headlights tore through the fog, slicing the dark to ribbons. Then I looked up. In the rearview mirror, a shadow, a shape sitting upright in the back seat. No sound, no breath. Just there, my throat locked. Every hair on my arm stood straight. I didn't dare turn around. Then it leaned forward. The mirror filled with that wrong face. The skin split when it smiled. You shouldn't have come this way. Its voice wasn't a whisper, it was inside my head, scraping against the walls of it. The car lurched. I swerved, screaming, slamming the wheel as the world spun into a blur of white and black and noise. The fog folded in on itself, swallowing the road whole. For a heartbeat, I thought I saw faces in it. Dozens, hundreds. All watching, all mouthing the same word, stay. Metal shrieked, the windshield shattered, and suddenly, silence. When I opened my eyes, I was standing on the road again. My car gone, my phone gone. Just the fog and a single road sign that hadn't been there before. Welcome to Route 19. Below it, scratched into the metal, a single word written in something dark and sticky. Stay. When I came to, the fog was gone. Just a flat, gray dawn bleeding through a sky that didn't feel right. My shoes were wet, my hands cut up, streaked with something that looked like rust or blood or both. The road was empty, stretching in both directions, but I could still hear the echo of the crash. Metal crunching, glass exploding, that voice whispering through the wreckage of my thoughts. You shouldn't have come this way. I started walking, I don't know for how long. Every few minutes, I'd glance over my shoulder, half expecting to see that figure behind me again, the not man with the borrowed face. But there was nothing, just the highway and the wind. Eventually, I saw lights. A diner sign flickering in the distance like salvation. I stumbled inside, every step heavier than the last. The place smelled of coffee and grease, too bright, too normal. So normal it felt like an insult. A waitress looked up from behind the counter. Middle-aged, kind eyes, that easy Maine accent. Rough night, hon? I tried to answer, but my throat was raw. I must have looked like hell. She poured me coffee anyway, slid it across the counter. That warmth hit my palms, and I thought maybe I'd made it out. Then she frowned. You're not from around here, are you? Where'd you come from? I hesitated. Route 19. The mug stopped halfway to her lips, her face drained of color. Around us, the few patrons went quiet, forks midair, heads slowly turning. The air felt thick again, familiar. Son, she whispered, there's no Route 19. She pointed toward the door. I followed her gaze and froze. Outside, the world had changed again. The fog was back, pressed up against the glass like a living thing. The diner lights flickered, humming louder, and beneath that hum, I could hear it. Footsteps on asphalt, slow and steady, coming closer. I stood. My reflection in the window stared back, pale, trembling, eyes hollow. But behind my reflection, a second one, taller, smiling wrong. The waitress screamed. The lights went out, and I realized, you don't leave the black highway. You just stop knowing you're still on it. Now, every time I drive at night, I see it. Just for a second, a flicker in the fog, a shape that shouldn't be there, waiting. The doctors say it was trauma. They say I imagined the crash, that I walked out of the woods confused, concussed, dehydrated. Maybe they're right. Maybe I did imagine it. But then, who keeps calling me every night at 2:19 a.m.? No number, no voice, just that faint static whisper. You shouldn't have come this way. I stopped driving after dark, sold my car, moved inland, away from any stretch of road that even smelled like Maine asphalt. But fog still finds me, crawls down the hill behind my house and presses against my windows, soft as breath. And sometimes when I stare long enough, I see headlights in it. A reflection of my own, maybe, or someone else's. Someone taking the same shortcut I did. Sometimes I wonder if I ever really left that highway, or if I'm still there. Maybe the diner, the people, the daylight, maybe it's all just another layer of that endless road. Maybe the black highway doesn't kill you. Maybe it keeps you, like a fly in amber, frozen mid-screen, replaying the same mistake again and again, waiting for the next lost soul to take the turn. So if you're ever up north and your GPS starts to glitch, if it tells you to take a left onto Route 19, don't, because some roads don't lead anywhere. They just loop back on themselves. A perfect circle of asphalt and silence. And if you listen close enough, you might hear tires in the fog, still spinning, still searching for a way out. But there isn't one. If you made it this far, thank you for listening and for staying with me till the end. If this story sent a chill down your spine, give the video a like. It really helps the channel grow and makes the stories more visible to others. Don't forget to hit subscribe for daily horror tales like this one and share The Black Highway with someone who loves a good scare. There's another story waiting for you right now. It should be up on your screen. Go on. I'll meet you there tomorrow night. Just keep your headlights on.